Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, many salams from Maulana Sheikh Muhammad Mahmud Adil al-Rabbani, Istanbul. He's sending salams to everybody. And he traveled to Cyprus today for maybe 2-3 weeks. And he's always making dua for all of us. And he's teaching us through his state and through whatever he is informing us about by words. Teaching on the path towards Allah, it is of, let's say, two kinds, al-qal wal-hal, by speaking and by states. And the awliya, the saints, the people who have given up their egos, they have certain states which become obvious if you look at them attentively. It's not all about words. And the seeker or the murid or the sympathizer on the way who has some longing to be on this way towards Allah, his enemy, his biggest enemy is al-ghafla, inattentiveness, forgetfulness. He's not watching out, he's not taking care, and things happen in front of him and he doesn't realize what's going on because he's in his own fantasy, in his own dream, in his own imagination. And we live, everybody, in their own imagination, in their own fantasy, which is the things that happened to us in the past and the things which we expect in the future. But we're never here. Always our mind is somewhere, in the past or in the future. And we forget the moment. And the moment is the most precious thing. We can never bring it back. Every moment that passes in ghafla, in forgetfulness, is wasted. We have lost it. Every breath that we take without remembrance of Allah, every heartbeat that we live without remembrance of Allah, without being aware that our heart is saying Allah, it is actually lost. And the moment which is precious, the moment which has value, the golden moment, is that moment that we are present. Present with the Shaykh, present with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, present with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is all our training that we're doing, all the tarbiyah, all the education that we get at the hand of the Shaykh is taking us to be there in the moment. Because we're absent. We are not here. We are somewhere else, in our fantasy, in our dream, in our imagination. So, how can we be here in that moment now? How can we reach it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the creator of every existing thing in space and time. Whenever He wants something to be, however big or small it is, and however short of a time span it encompasses, He says kun and it is. He says be and it is. So everything is between those two letters, kaf wa nun. Kaf and nun. Everything exists only by Allah's order, kun fayakun. It exists by Him wanting it and ordering it to be. And if we are in the moment, if we exist in the moment, if we exist in that crossroad between time and space, which is the saying kun of Allah, then we are not in the past anymore and not in the future anymore, but we are in the moment. But what brings us there, it is love. It is the love. And this love, it has different aspects. There is, on one side, the obligatory love, because we are ordered to love Allah. We are ordered to love the Prophet. In the Quran it says, we should love Allah, we should love the Prophet, and in the Hadith it says that. But that is a kind of love which comes from the mind, and it is not the love that comes from the heart. But the love that comes from the heart, it is an attraction. It is first a tendency which turns into an attraction, which turns into an infatuation, which turns into a longing, which turns into a burning fire in the heart of the lover to be with the beloved. And in the moment that you feel this fire and you give up yourself and you are with the beloved, that's when you lose the past and the future and you are in the moment, because you're with the beloved. And this is where we are going, where we're hoping to go. And we are trying, and all our exercises of saying Allah, 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 they are what? They are the attempt to reach that one moment where we say Allah sincerely, with love, with himmah. We say it millions of times until we say it one time truly. Like somebody, it's like a child that is drawing the letter A or Alif millions of times in his book, until finally he gets it right and the teacher says, yes, that's it. That's the shape, that's correct. This is how it should be. Yes. So we are saying Allah, Allah, Allah. And it's nice, and it's the rhythm, and we are swinging, and we are... But that's not what it's about. It's about that moment of ikhlas, that moment of sincerity, that moment that we are not me saying Allah, but we notice that it's Allah saying Allah through us. Because everything that we do, that we say, and especially our ibadah, it is not us. It's not us, it's a mercy from Allah who is making us worshipping, to be worshippers, making us to be lovers, making us to be drawn to Him, making us to feel the sweetness of the ibadah, of the servanthood. It's Allah, it's not us. Nothing is from us. The moment that we realize that in ourselves, in our inner being, that's the moment when we are what we are created for. Ibadullah, in the true sense. Ibadullah. We are not anymore Mustafa and Ali and Abdullah and this one and that one, the person that we imagine that we are. No, we are that being that Allah created us to be. When He said kun fayakun, and we are really in that moment servants of Allah, and He says وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. This is what we're here for. That's why we come here for. And haniyan lakum, good news to everybody who tries to taste or tastes something really, or at least is imagining that he's tasting something, because that is the way, that is the path. We are here to be servants of Allah. We are here to be lovers of Allah, and there's no love of Allah without love of the Prophet, and there's no love of the Prophet without love of the Ummah, and there's no love of the Ummah without love of the brothers. And one of the famous poets, he said, La rahati illa liqa al-ahbab. So when we are here, you know, al-ahbab, the brothers who meet together on this path, we find peace. Allah gives us peace, Allah gives us happiness, and He takes us out of the troubles of this dunya. We run out from dunya to Allah. As He says, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Run to Allah. He says, run to Allah. Allah says it. He says to us, that's the only way. That's the only way out. There's no other way out. And there's no way out in our imaginations, in our fantasies of how this world should be organized and how we should deal with the world. No. Allah is the one who's making it clear, and He's the one who's taking the choices, and He's the one making the decisions. He decides, not we. We don't have to imagine this perfect state and this perfect order and all this. It is perfect because Allah created it perfectly, but we can't see it because we are in our imagination. When we look at it, we see the wisdom. If we look with wisdom, we see the wisdom. But we don't reach to wisdom if we are far from Allah, because wisdom is something Allah gives to those who are close to Him. Those who love Him, who are with Him, who are always with Him. Those are the people who understand the wisdom in what He does and what He creates in this world. And He gives success to whoever He wants, and all success is from Him. وَمِنَ اللَّهِ التَّوْفِيقِ وإلى مشايخنا الكرام صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. وإلى مشايخنا الكرام الفاتحة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Sorry for speaking so much.